Okay, hello everyone. Welcome back to Coach's Corner. Matt had a work meeting, so it is just the three of us.
That's actually poaching my clients right now.
Matt is poaching your client?
poaching your clients?
Told him to.
Oh, that's weird. You're getting
That's
poached.
weird. You're getting poached left, right.
unbelievable.
At this point, you don't have any clients left.
I might
as well hop in and get some.
Yeah,
too.
fuck it. Fuck it. Come on. Yeah. I have a new question I'm making up. How to poach clients. Don't let me forget that one.
It's one thing to poach a client, another thing to poach a client for your coach.
How many questions do you have?
I have one, two, I only have four questions. I actually had a couple of other questions, but
I don't
think
I don't know. I don't think they're very fit for this one.
Two just from last week.
Sweet. Who wants to
bang out first?
I'll go.
I thought we were
I thought we were gonna rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Okay.
What? Oh,
We were gonna rock, paper,
I thought we were
scissors,
gonna rock,
shoot.
paper, scissors, shoot. That's cool. Go ahead.
How long have you been doing this?
How long have you been doing this step thing for here now? Because you were on the last call. We just got off a call for an hour and a half.
I was walking for
the
50
entire
minutes
time.
there because this stops at 50 minutes. And I think I should just go about another half hour now. I should be good after 30.
How many steps is it?
13K. I'm at
13.
10K. So I just need 30 minutes.
Nice.
Nice.
All right, so wait.
Who's doing that? You're gonna do the questions. Go
Hello,
for it.
Coleman. Okay.
Go for it.
Least favorite food to eat on peak week. I'll go first. Nothing. Like
Least favorite food on peak?
Least favorite food on peak week. Nothing is my least favorite on peak week. That's what I mean. I don't have a least favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't understand the question.
Least favorite food to eat peak week.
Like, are we supposed
to space asparagus? Like, what is?
Yeah, that's why I was like, what?
Fish for sure.
I guess.
Yeah, is fish still common though?
But it still tastes delicious.
Yeah, I'm not a bad.
Yeah, I'm not against fish. I'm not anti-fish.
It's great.
Everybody needs.
Everybody needs a little bit of a fishiness in their life once in a while. You know what I mean?
What about you?
No.
Fish, if it is.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know what the question is supposed to be asking necessarily. Like I'd be with you on that one though. Like honestly, by the time I'm in peak week, like I will fucking eat cat shit out of the fucking litter box.
No problems.
A little bit of Cholula on that bitch. You're good.
Okay.
Well,
no.
Yes. Sorry, I'm distracted.
Not like giving me any feedback here.
Marina's just. Why are you walking?
Because I have 13K steps to do. Okay.
Last week, did you just not stop?
Yeah, I haven't stopped walking since I've been walking for 7 days straight. Hi, Maria. Okay. Did you ever have your period on show day? You guys, did you?
Always.
Always, right? No, I never have because I lose my cycle. And then last one, this is a good one, training/nutrition stuff you've changed your mind on.
Pretty much everything that I thought about training 5 years ago is different now. Like everything. Frequency, sets, reps.
I'd have to say the same on that one.
it's true.
That's true for me too.
Knowing when I need a day off. When the
training to failure and like actually
failure,
yeah.
Mechanical failure.
I'm trying to think. I don't really know. Things I've changed my mind on.
I
think nutritionally, I think it's always like an ongoing process of kind of like evolving there nutritionally. Like, I mean, I guess, I because I'm thinking about it from like, you know, I get how to get a result. I don't think is necessarily changes as it relates to like body composition, but I think the reality is in terms of nutrition for me, the things that have changed is like looking at nutrition differently than just being able to get a result. So being able to like whatever, like improve gut health, you know, manage blood sugar more appropriately, like keep people in a position where they can continually get a result time in and time again.
And it's not
As
that,
opposed to
yeah,
everything being white rice
it's
and
not
chicken.
that, um. It's not that I knew everything, but
Can't see the comment.
it's like can you see the
There's nothing
people,
happening.
Steve?
No, I can't see the comments.
Whatever.
There's literally nothing
Um,
happening.
I can't see who's in here either.
It's just, I feel like I never had a very strict, like, I don't know, I just do what Tim says. I never had like oh, I thought this and now I think this. I just do what Tim says.
Yeah, but things have changed. What are you talking about? Training wise, you used to train like a little bitch, and then you learn how to train to failure.
Well, yeah, but
Push
it's
you,
not
push you,
like
push you.
I've changed my mind on that. That's the question. I haven't changed my mind on that.
Well, you would have technically changed your mind in the sense that prior to me calling you a pussy and trying to get you to grow a little bit, you used to train a particular way and you would go in, and it's not like you would say you're not trying hard when you train. You just didn't necessarily train to failure or try hard enough when you were training. And then there was that whole period of time, right? That was basically spent learning how to train to failure, you know?
I
And
did
then,
train like
you
a
know,
little bitch.
and yeah, and now it's one of those things where, again, that's probably continually evolving over time too. But
Yeah.
nonetheless, it's like, you know, that's kind of your I don't want to say your thought process changed, but maybe like your day to day, the way that you think about training changed.
For sure. Yeah. Okay. I agree with that. I agree with that.
All right, you got anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Sorry, I'm messaging Candace.
Nice. How much cardio is too much cardio? And this is for a general population class, so this is not bodybuilding.
Say it again, Tim.
How much cardio is too much cardio for a general population client?
Oh my, I think it's really like what. So I think obviously there's a point where it's just too much, where like a lifestyle client, it's about something that's sustainable, right?
Like
You
in
want-
scheduling and
Yeah, where there's, like,
time.
right, their job, kids, spouse, real like life outside of the gym. You know, it's obviously not a contest front with them, right? You don't need to be ready in 16, 20 weeks, whatever. So they can do less cardio over a year, right? Or if they don't have the time for it, just have them do their steps, you know? Or cut down on the overall cardio and just supplement that with the steps. But I think it also goes with like, what's the exit strategy too, right? If you got somebody doing an hour of damn cardio a day, you know for damn sure in a year, if you help them lose the weight they wanted to lose or get into the shape they wanted, that's not sustainable, you know? Something more
Yeah.
like it's 25 minutes is definitely sustainable. And they get done their 50-minute workout and then they're, you know, doing 20 minutes on the treadmill or the stairs and they're done in an hour, 10, 15 minutes. Like people can commit to that, right? So
Yeah.
I think there comes a point where it's like, I've had some lifestyle clients where they're like, Steve, I'm single, I have no kids. You know what I mean? Like I have all the time. I got my Peloton at home and they're like, I can wake up, I do fasted. And then, so I might have them do 30 minutes in the morning and then eventually maybe like 15, 20 post workout. But I don't think I've ever had a lifestyle client go about 45, 50 minutes. And that's only if they're able to do it without, I tell them, this cannot distract anything else because you're not going to be able to sustain it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm about to make Paulina do 6 sessions of cardio per week and she's
Oh,
like,
Just
stop
because of
right
that
now.
comment.
But
I see now, Justin's here. That's the first I see.
yeah,
Justin,
Justin's here.
I'm going to message you and try and coach you later.
You live, I think he goes to the gym over here, doesn't he?
I don't
Goes
know,
to the-
but that motherfucker tries to get poached left and right. Whatever gym.
I think he goes to the one with the blue equipment. I forget what it's called off the top of my head, but you live closer to me anyway, Justin. So just, you know, whenever you're ready, pack up your stuff.
Paulina?
Yeah, it's my
Paulina.
client. It's my
Well,
client.
she said I know it. You will say. What's
Because she said before that she was complaining about 4 sessions of cardio a week.
I thought
as
you
a
were
general
talking about that
population
coaching.
client.
She's
No,
trying to
I'm
coach
gonna
Justin too while we're at it.
probably. I'm gonna put her on 6 sessions of cardio though. Don't worry about it, Paulina. It'll be in your update tomorrow. But yeah, for general population, I think Steve basically nailed it. Like if you're doing something that's unsustainable, or what I would usually say for clients is like, hey, if you're relying on that cardio to be able to generate a specific outcome, so weight loss is what a lot of people are looking for there, right? The reality is, like, you know, what happens when you can't do that cardio? You know, if you're using that cardio to get to and or sustain a specific amount of weight, the bottom line is, again, what happens if your schedule changes? I mean, God forbid, what happens if you break your fucking foot or something like that? You just legitimately can't do it. Like relying on cardio is not a smart thing. Like I just had a conversation with a client this morning that's a relatively new client, and it's all about, oh, well, I used to run to be able to get the weight off. And we kind of, we set up a plan and we said, hey, no running. And then I said, you know what, listen, if you want to run, it's going to make you feel better, go ahead. You can do a couple sessions of your cardio running per week. And now it's turned into a thing where they're overdoing it again every single week. And she is dropping weight, but I'm trying to get her to understand, like, hey, what you're doing is you're trying to take the easy way out. Like, stop trying to take the easy way out. Of course, if you run fucking whatever it is, a ludicrous amount per week, you're obviously augmenting that energy balance, right? The amount of calories you're burning versus the amount of calories you're consuming, especially when she's on a strict diet the way that we have her on. The bottom line is you are going to augment that, you are going to lose weight, right? But at the end of the day, again, once that stops now, for whatever reason, you get sick and you can't do it, your schedule changing, you can't do it, whatever, you set yourself up in a position where, like Steve was saying, you can't sustain that now. So like, it's not even about necessarily sustaining balance within your normal life and this, it's about legitimately being able to sustain the results that we're getting over indefinitely or permanently, right? And if you're generating the result for, if you're generating your outcome via this enormous amount of cardio, don't consider it sustainable. It's as simple as that.
Boom.
Okay, so this one was a double question from the same person. How would you use Anavar in a contest prep cycle? And then how would you use Anavar, if at all? And their exact words, which I thought was kind of funny, a massing cycle.
What was
Massing cycle? You want to mass?
Mass.
Yeah, M-A-S-S, massing. Which is definitely going to be the word I use from now on.
So how would you use Anavar in a cutting cycle?
Yeah, why don't we start there? How do we use Anavar in a contest prep? Or I guess
So
you say
it's
a cut cycle.
male, female, right? Dosing is gonna.
It was male.
I'd say 50 to 100. Depends on who it is.
And then are you going to put that in any particular point?
Oh, so when I took Anavar, I started with it. Johnny never had me end with it just because the liver stress with all the orals at the end with the AIs and the Winstrol and shit like that. So he always had me start with it. And I did it for like the first 4 to 6 weeks. So
That's my favorite. That's my way of doing. I like to get somebody to that point where they're they're nice and flat, and we'll start that process on probably pretty minimal supplements, and then as we start to flatten out, and as we get to that point, we're starting to get a little bit leaner. We'll integrate a little bit more. Usually pulling in that to drive a little bit more fullness, drive a little bit more performance in the gym. And then I'll usually dose it exactly the same, like anywhere between 50 to 100 milligrams. Honestly, recently, usually 50 milligrams. If it was somebody of your stature, I would definitely go 100 milligrams, and have you space it out. But bottom line is I would do that. And then, depending on how we're going to structure that prep in terms of where they're at within their process, run that. And then I try to get at least like a 4-week break there. Right, where we're not on any orals, and if we have time, we can run it even a little bit further, because to Steve's point, there's going to be things that are additionally liver toxic leading into the show. I'm a big fan of Winstrol. I think it provides a very specific look as it relates to, I think specifically to getting that thinner skin. But again, I think the Winstrol to me is almost like a necessity as it relates to any oral. And then from there, if somebody needs to be a little bit fuller, that's where I might bring in Superdrol. I might bring in Anadrol or something like that as we get closer to a show. So again, even more stress as far as the liver is concerned. So again, if I'm using VAR, it's usually in the earlier, which I think a lot of people do go with that as something as they get closer to a show. Right. And I don't see, especially when we're talking about Anavar versus Winstrol in that sense, or honestly, maybe even versus Superdrol or Anadrol. Like, I'm using any oral at that point to drive a very cosmetic look. And I just don't think, other than like a certain level of fullness, and again, if I'm going fullness, Anavar is just not the drug I'm going to use for that. You know what I mean? So again, as I'm getting closer to a show, I just don't see a need so much for Anavar as I would at a point we need a little bit more performance and whatnot. And then what about, what do you think, Marina, for a female?
What did we do? We did 6 weeks at 5 or 10 at the beginning of the prep, and then 8 weeks, and then like literally same amount off, like 6, 7 weeks off, and then 8 weeks, 5 and then 10 leading into the show.
Mhm.
And really, I think it did help, obviously, with a lot of fullness. But just, I like to tell myself to maintain tissue, but I was still skinny.
Yeah, well, to maintain the small amount of tissue that you have.
Yeah, exactly. So who knows how much skinnier I would have been.
Yeah, but I also think for the one thing that I would say with that is, again, being the liver toxic, the one thing with women is gonna be, there needs to be a clear, definitive like concept in play there, where it's like, okay, we're gonna run X amount for here, then here's our break, and
Well,
then we'll
actually, no,
run
no,
it
no,
again.
it was 6 weeks at the end because we planned to do North Americans, and that would have been the last, but then it was just 6. So yeah, then I had some left over.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the point too there though, right? I mean, that's technically, so we had planned in a way where she could take that all the way through to the latest show we had planned.
Yeah.
So we had 3 shows planned to do last season, right? And we set up a structure to where it's like, hey, if we have to run it all the way to this last show, you're still going to be in a good position to be,
Yeah.
whatever, I guess, safe for lack of better words there,
Exactly.
right? Yeah, or healthy-ish, whatever you want to call it. And the
Mhm.
bottom line is, worst case scenario, we just ended up not doing that last show, so we only ran it for another 6 weeks, even better in
Yeah.
that sense. You know what I mean? Then you get into a proper all-season protocol, grow a little bit sooner potentially.
Mhm.
What about a bulk cycle, Steve? How would you throw VAR in
Do
there?
men use it when they grow?
Yeah, so I know like I have some people use it. It just depends again, like some people just don't respond well with things like Anadrol and stuff. Like I'm not a huge fan of orals anyway, all right, but I think like if somebody is just like even when their food, their food's getting higher and higher, like if it might keep some water weight off that like say an Anadrol might not, right? So but maybe 50 to 100 with a guy, again 5 to 10 for a female. I don't think the dose changes, you know what I mean, at all.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
I
Actually, to be honest with you, if it and it really depends, like you said, based on how they react to it. But like if it's me, I'll probably stay on the lower end during a bowl, right? During like closer to the 50 milligrams, just in case there is any appetite issues. Because at that point, food's going to be pretty high. And the reason why I'm going for VAR and any type of like massing cycle or bulk, whatever the fuck this person's called. But like if I'm going to VARs because they don't tolerate Anadrol well, I've talked about it on this podcast before that, but I'm a little bit more of a fan, I think, of orals than most people are. But again, I would be pretty particular about how we're putting that in there, where it's like, especially during again a massing phase and not trying to drive up or drive down that hunger at all. Maybe it's like, whatever, 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, something along those lines to be able to make sure that we're not interfering. I think, especially when it comes to the higher, like the Anadrols, the Superdrols, I feel like that's something that has a kind of like an accumulative effect, if you would, right? Where it's like maybe the first week we get away with it and we don't even notice it, and then by the tail end of that second week, we're starting to notice that appetite drop a little bit. It's like stay away from that. Maybe we can run it for whatever, 10 days on, 10 days off, 10 days on, 10 days off, whatever is going to end up fitting that individual in terms of their individual response to it. I'd probably run VAR pretty congruently. I could probably run that pretty linear through that process, as opposed to running it on and off like I might some of those bigger drugs. So maybe it yields a little bit of a better result, but I don't know. Anadrol's pretty cool. So is Superdrol. So, and if we're in that phase, like it's going to make the most impact as far as strength is concerned. So it just makes more sense. But for me, potentially, I might use Anavar in a position like that. If I were in a position like that, again, just because the body's a little bit older, body's a little bit more beaten up. I don't need to wear the additional wear and tear of something like Anadrol or Superdrol, and I'm small, I'm a bitch. So Anavar is probably right up my alley for a bulking cycle. What about for you, Marina? Bulking cycle for female with Anavar or massing cycle? Sorry, massing cycle.
Excuse me. Same thing. 8 weeks, 5, 10. But 4 on 5, 10, 4 on 10.
Boom.
It was great. Training was great.
Oh God, my butt is numb.
Oh yeah, you've been sitting for a while.
Yeah,
Sounds like you got poached.
yeah, in my asshole.
All right. So do you recommend anything specific pre, during, post workout to all clients trying to build muscle? This one was worded kind of weird, and I like restructured it, but I think that's pretty much what they were asking. Like, is there anything that you recommend to basically like, you have like a standard pre, post workout, pre, intra, post workout protocol for clients that are trying to build muscle, as I think what they were asking.
Anavar pre-workout.
Yeah. Well, no, I think they were specifically talking about like over the counter supplements, like pre-workout shit.
Not really.
I
yeah.
honestly, you know what I've been getting a lot of my clients into, what I do actually, like, especially for people who train later, honestly, just a pump product and that has nootropics in it. And they love it. They love it. Or if you're training early, I'm always going to go for a pump product, and then you can dose your own caffeine. Take a shot of espresso, 2 shots of espresso, whatever you want.
I think this is one of them things that like the new age of bodybuilding and fitness just like tries to like look for like that quote unquote secret, like eat your pre-workout, salt it up, hydrate well, go train, then eat your meal afterward. It's very simple.
Justin
No,
says you
for
make
sure.
him count all the marshmallows out of the Lucky Charms, and that's his pre-workout meal.
I guess he doesn't
Just
eat
the
it.
marshmallows.
What do you do?
Actually, my
Let you in.
oh no, mommy's being mean.
Oh, she looks so big.
It's
So my pre and post workout has actually changed a lot recently to the point where I don't even use anything pre and post workout from a supplement perspective. I think my voice is calming her down. She's enjoying it. I use legitimately coconut oil, some salt. Sorry, coconut water. Some 250 ml of coconut water, some salt, and then I will put a little bit of stimulant in there from time to time. But I use something called Cognition by Morphogen Nutrition. It's just like, again, no tropics and 100 milligrams of caffeine. And if I want more, I will go. I have a Dunkin' Donuts literally right across the street from my gym. It's just convenient, Marina. And I will get a double shot of espresso if I need the extra caffeine on like a leg day or whatever.
Well,
and
like
I'll just pound that right
is-
before I walk in.
caffeine. I could see that, but I'm talking like it's just like
Well,
everyone's like this pre-workout came out.
That's what I'm saying, though.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what I mean. Like, I don't even care. Like, I don't even use any like even intra workout because I do like carbs intra workout. I know it's a significant difference with having carbohydrates. So for me, I'll do 300 ml of orange juice. I get a fresh squeezed orange juice from fucking the white people store. Not Wegmans. What's the other
Whole
one with W?
Foods.
Whole Foods. So I get the fresh squeezed orange juice and I'll put 300 ml of that in with a liter of water, and I literally just sip that.
Ew,
through my
watered
workout. I'm like,
down?
yeah, watered down. It's kind of gross, actually. It
That's
doesn't taste good.
disgusting.
I just know when anybody's talking to me, my breath smells like fucking like raw orange juice or something like that. Like it doesn't taste good, and that's how I know my breath smells. And I know nobody's gonna come talk to me while I'm working out.
Except for that lady that was screaming at you.
Yeah. Well, that's why I started doing it after that, so that the bitch would, you know what I mean, get the point.
Dude, that was so. I don't have that saved. So it's great. That shit was so funny. So like I don't.
You didn't send it to me.
I will. It's so fucking hilarious. The end is great. He was so serious, and all you hear is "fuck you, you bitch." I was like,
That's
"What
not true. That's definitely not true.
This lady in the background, very faint, like, "This is not your gym. I'm trying to work out. You're just talking so loud." Oh my god. I just do the carbs, like the Gatorade powder, before I train, like immediately before, because I can't drink that shit during. I've never been able to. Like Johnny's got me doing 50 grams of carbs right now during. I literally drink that shit right before I start training, and I'm good.
I mean, I'm just
I didn't
wondering.
realize we were having a conversation on the
On the chat.
oh, yeah, okay. I didn't realize. I thought we were talking something else. All right, anyway. Sorry, my bad. What?
Do you have any more questions?
No, what did you say about Gatorade? I'm sorry.
I
was
just
way
I
off.
just drink my carbs right before I train. I don't drink them during.
Yeah, somebody else was just telling me that they do that and that they really like it, and that way they're not. I don't know. Honestly, for me, all at once like that, because I already have some pre-workout. You know what I mean?
It's very odd, dude. I don't feel it on my gut at all, because like I'll eat an hour before, and then I'll do that literally like 1 minute before I start training, and the Gatorade sits so much better in my stomach than like Super Carb from NutriBio. It's
Really?
yeah, it's just so like the Gatorade's just so light for me. And
Yeah.
I don't get any like burping, no bloating, and I mix it in 8 to 10 ounces of water, and then just with a teaspoon of salt.
How much of it?
50 grams.
Damn.
Yeah,
You do
no,
all that in 8 to 10 grams. That would be coming out of my ass like a water faucet.
no, do nothing. But if I drink it during training, I get dehydrated, bloated. It's very odd.
You might need more water in it while you're training, but again, if it
I
works, it
literally
works.
tried it in like a whole liter of water.
Yeah, I need that. That's what I need.
can't
If I'm
get it
having
down.
30 grams of carbs, I need a liter
Like,
of
I
water.
can't get that much fluid down when I'm training.
Mm.
It like fucks my stomach up.
Yeah, you definitely sound like a pussy. That's probably it. You just need to check the temperature, your pH balance before you go to training.
I'll go get. So,
No, that's it for me, question wise. What do you got?
What do I got?
Yep.
Tips for lasting longer.
Tips for lasting longer. Viagra and or Cialis. AminoSolid.com, ECC20.
What's up?
Plug.
Thank you. I ain't got no tips. I ain't got.
got it?
Yeah.
I don't got no tips. I don't think this is a directed question for you, Marina.
Yeah, I don't have tips either. All right,
I was gonna say it's not appropriate for the life.
is that it? Should we sign off? Is this
That
a
can't be
quickie
it.
one?
That can't be
Yeah,
that's the only
gonna-
question you have.
No,
Oh,
Yeah, there you go.
Okay,
Steve's just
good.
being a creep, waiting for it to like he's like slowly letting that like sink in.
I was hoping we got at least one comment. Anyway, what do you do to fall asleep and stay asleep? Me personally, I don't do anything. I know clients have used like the Ninja Zen from Aries, the Jeff
I've
Long
used that.
thing. I've tried that a couple times. It works well, but I don't have an issue. Like I fall asleep and I pretty much stay asleep. Fine.
God bless you. God bless you. I'm a big fan of like making sure that you check all your boxes here. Like I really need like a specific temperature in the room. Like I can't sleep if it's even remotely warm. Honestly, I don't know what people consider remotely warm, but like it can't even be remotely warm for me. Christine just got on and she'll tell you, like I legitimately have to sleep like we have obviously a central air, and then in the bedroom we have a wall unit or a window unit like directly on top of the bed, and I sleep directly in front of that fucking thing to keep me nice and
I got a
cool.
fan on my nightstand right at my
Yeah, and then the fan, yeah, 100% on top of that. So all that, like you got to keep the room cool, right? And then on top of that, blackout shades have been a big thing for me recently. I got some blackout shades that are like legit blackout shades, and they knock out literally like you can go in my room at 2 p.m. and it's pitch black in there and you can't see shit. And you have to turn on the light with those shades closed, right? So before that, I used to use a night mask. Which is another option. I just told the client, like, you can get earplugs on Amazon. They're like little squishy things that you stick in your ears and they expand when they're in there, which I know sounds weird, but they're meant for that, obviously. And they're dirt cheap too. It's like $5 for like, whatever, a 3-month supply or something like that. But again, you could control a lot of those variables. And then from get away from your fucking phone. If you're having trouble falling asleep at night, get away from your goddamn phone. Either, put it like either consciously don't touch it at night, or whatever, set your alarm or whatever. And if you're sleeping here and your phone's typically on your nightstand, I would tell somebody set your phone up on the dresser, set it up, in another room if possible, but at least out of arm's reach, so you're not playing on your phone. That's one of the biggest things we talked about this last week or the week before. And then from there, I would say if you need a little bit of support, like create an environment where you can calm down better an hour before bed. Like don't go straight from working on your computer to bed. Right? Don't go straight from, watching whatever kind of like intense TV show. Like if you're watching like, I don't know, what's an intense TV show right now? If you're watching like, Walking Dead, and then it's a new episode, you're excited to see it or whatever, and then you go right to bed, probably a little bit more stimulated than you should be before going to bed. So again, I would just say promote a proper environment there in terms of relaxation. And then, I'm a big fan of magnesium threonate, L-theanine. You brought up Ninja Zen, which basically is like a combination of all this different shit. That to me is like a knockout formula, which works great. It's awesome. But I use that occasionally when necessary. And then I think one of the more underrated things that people don't really like, it gets a lot of hate for some reason, is melatonin. Melatonin is like this great supplement. They can be beneficial for so many different things, whether it's your blood glucose regulation, anti-inflammatory support, cognition. We see so many benefits from, like it's neuroprotective. We see so many benefits from melatonin over the time. It does not inhibit your own natural melatonin production. There's absolutely in fact, we see very little to no side effects from melatonin, period, even at dosages up to 60 milligrams a day. And if we're talking like anywhere between like 5 to 10 milligrams a night or 5 to 10 milligrams when needed, like it's only going to benefit you from a sleeping perspective. And somebody put in here copious amounts of marijuana. Like the only problem with copious amounts of marijuana, and we have a lot of research on this now. When I say a lot, relatively speaking, it's not a lot of research, but there is some research that suggests this. And then we have like more anecdotal evidence with Marina and her Oura ring that it just seems like, unfortunately, as much as we all want it to be the opposite, marijuana will help you fall asleep. Unfortunately, it inhibits, I think it's REM 3 and REM 4.
Yeah.
As far as your deep sleep is concerned. So you're never really getting into deep sleep. And that's
Mhm.
where we see a lot of the memory loss with marijuana that's been associated with THC consumption. It's not necessarily the marijuana directly that's causing that, or you getting retarded while you're on marijuana. It's really the lack of proper sleep cycles, right? And you being able to convert short-term memory into long-term memory that causes that, right? Which is, I don't know how I remember the things that I do with the amount of marijuana I smoke, but you know, it is true. And I'll be honest with you, I used to have a thing, right? And I didn't even think about this until you brought it up on your Oura Ring, where I had a whoop, and I was specifically to monitor my HRV. And my HRV reading chronically came back low, and I mean like super low all the time. And it actually, the only reason why I stopped wearing that whoop app was because I couldn't. It was making me stressed out trying to figure out what the fuck it was, because I was doing this, I was taking that, I was doing fucking HIIT cardio thing, and I need to get my aerobic capacity up, all this different shit, and nothing worked. And now I'm thinking in the back of my head, and I haven't tested it out yet, but it was probably all the weed I smoked. You know, it was keeping me from, I say all the weed, I smoke at night to basically calm down. But again, it's exactly what I'm telling people not to do. So, you know.
You hit the nail on the head. So my thing is sleep routine first, dark, cold room, of course, no phone, of course. Sometimes I'll like, really recently I've just been putting on a bedtime story from Headspace. Oh my God, they're so good. So good. I literally have
Bedtime story from Headspace?
Yeah, from the app Headspace, the meditation app. But I've never gotten through a bedtime story because I knock out within the first 10 minutes. It just their voice and then the little sound effects of just like the rain falling. Love that shit.
So wait, what is the bedtime story though? Like, is it just a meditation thing, or is it an actual
No, it's
story?
like a bedtime story. It's like you can do like you're like walking through a forest and they like will start, you know, describing everything, but first they do a wind down. So they're like,
Yeah.
let's just start with a little wind down. Start scanning your body, you know, deep breaths, all these different things. And then they start telling you, sorry, okay, you're walking through a forest, whatever, you hear the crunchy leaves and the birds. It's so nice. It's literally so nice. But yeah, I've never gotten through a full story because I knock the fuck out. That's been my go-to. But then as far as like supplementation, melatonin, I do 20 milligrams if needed, if I know like my mind is racing, whatever. Ninja Zen, I do really like as well. You can pick that up at Aries, code ECC15. What else? Then my last resort would be copious amounts of marijuana. If I know that I'm not falling asleep, then I'll just reach over and hit my pen and then I'm out. But that's like a last resort.
Yeah, like I said, I don't use anything really. But definitely cold room, dark room, no TV. That's like definitely.
You know what I'm curious about? What when we say cold, Marina, what's cold for you? Like,
I don't know. I'm not
temperature-wise?
allowed to touch the thermometer, and it's really hot. It's really hot.
She's not allowed to touch the thermostat.
I'm not allowed to touch it. So sometimes I have to blast the fan and then I'm just like laying there without.
What do you keep
blankets.
the house at, Steve?
It's on like 70
Really?
upstairs, but down here is like 64.
I was saying you can sleep like that though. So do you sleep upstairs or downstairs?
Yeah, we sleep upstairs, but our room, because the fan is like fucking so high powered, and then I have a Vortex fan or a Vornado.
A Vornado?
Yeah, go look it up, dude. It just gets so cold.
Really?
Oh,
It's great. It sounds like a jet
Guys-
fighter landing and just puts you right to bed. What's
You know
it?
my steps.
Vornado, yeah.
Oh, Vornado fan, yeah.
You know, bought it. It sounds like a plane landing, dude.
That's
Really?
nice.
But it's a wait, which one do you have? Because they literally range from like $30 to $150.
Oh no, Nina, how much was it? $70.
Damn. So you promise me I won't be upset if I get this.
Oh, dude, I have that blasting literally on my head's here on my pillow. It's literally 2 feet away, just blasting.
All right.
at me.
So we're gonna find out. All right. Amazon got it. All right,
It's strong.
I just finished, Kira, my 13K steps.
I don't have many more. Tim, how many do you have?
I'm done. I'm out.
Lead. Do you have? So I have 2 more. Lead time for pre-workout meal.
Say it again. Lead time?
Lead time for pre-workout meal.
I need like at least 9. It depends, you know, where I'm at too. You know what I mean? Like if I'm pre-contest, which hasn't been for fucking years and won't be, but if I were pre-contest, I would definitely narrow the window a little bit. You know what I mean? Because that I don't want to end up, hypo or dragging ass through a session. And then obviously if my carbs are minimal intra workout at that phase, like you gotta be mindful about where you're at here. So if you're dieting aggressively, you're low body fat, maybe you have that meal a little bit closer to the training session. But for me, most typically, I need like 90 minutes to 2 hours before I go. That's the thing for me. Like, even if I'm at this point in life where I'm not trying to overconsume, I'm not necessarily trying to build globs of muscle or having any type of massing phase, right? I'm still going to eat somewhere between like, honestly, I probably wouldn't feel comfortable going to the gym with at least a meal of like 75 grams of carbs, but it probably erring more on the side of like 100 grams of carbs. Right. So for me, I need at least like 90 minutes to 2 hours clearance time there as far as digestion is concerned. Otherwise, I'm going to the gym and I feel like I got a fucking rock in my stomach, and it's just not a good scenario.
I would say 60 to 90 minutes, but again, it depends on who it is. You just don't want it to be too long, or the meal's gonna be cleared the fuck out. It's gonna defeat the purpose. But I think anywhere between like 60 and 90 minutes would be the sweet spot for a majority of people.
Yeah,
And I also think it depends on the carb source, food, protein source as well, how good they're digesting with you. But also too, like it's what are you feeling? You gotta just be honest with your coach so they can back up the time or bring it forward. Like for me, that pancake mix, dude, just is like pre-workout is the best.
yeah,
Like
Yeah, you're right though. I think 90 minutes is probably going to be the move, because again, it also comes down to like, are you doing anything intra workout too? You know what I mean? Because I have another 30 grams of carbs, 40 grams of carbs around training. So, I guess it's different based on all those factors.
I just need 60 and I'm good.
Really? Yeah, but your meal's not that big right now either, though. Pre-workout, you got a smaller meal pre-workout.
Yeah.
So, but you would say like, even if your food's the highest, you're still 60 minutes, you're good.
No, more like
60,
not
90?
90. Yeah, I guess closer to 90. Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yo, Ian, what's up, dude?
What
What are you doing?
You got anything else, Steve?
else?
Do you have clients track steps, and do you prefer steps or actual cardio for fat loss?
No, we got this a couple weeks ago.
Steps.
Yeah, I think it's different for each individual, but again, I'm usually steps and cardio. So steps are like base level output. We have that year round for everybody. Everybody gets a certain level of steps. We'll base those steps based on whether what their goal is and or their daily output in general, right? Like if I have somebody that's sitting on their ass, I'm probably going to have them doing a little bit more steps here and there because, we got to get that person moving, right? If I have somebody that's chronically active and they're getting 20,000 steps a day at work because they do, some sort of job that has them a little bit more active, then I'm not going to have that. I might have them do whatever, 6,000 steps a day. You know what I mean? So again, it's really dependent as far as like how many steps we have in there. But ultimately, cardio will toggle in and out based on somebody's individual needs. So, like, do we need to augment energy balance a little bit? Do we need more cardiovascular health? I just had a client check in whose blood pressure is a little bit high, so he's got cardio every day now. 15 to 20 minutes a day, every single day. So it really just depends on the individual, what the goals are. But I would say cardio is something that is, I think, more maneuverable, so to speak, in terms of having it in and taking it out than steps are. Steps I keep pretty consistent. And then again, we can just move those up and down based on somebody's lifestyle.
Yeah, I agree. Pretty much same exact thing you said.
Yep.
All right, that's all I got because I put the box up late.
Good. Marie's done with her steps, and now she's almost done. She's almost done. She's out.
Yeah. I'm hungry. That's what
Yeah.
I am. I'm hungry hippo.
What
Shall
happens when
I?
you're dieting?
Yeah, just a little hunger.
Are you in the 49s yet?
Yeah.
You are?
Yeah. I was 149.4 this morning.
Whatever.
something like
That's
that.
good though. That's down from we were 151 on Monday.
Yesterday. Yeah. 151.2. Yeah. So like 2 pounds.
Oh, today's Tuesday.
Oh, today. Yeah, exactly. So just 2 pounds overnight. Yeah.
Wow, look at that. Must have taken a good shit today. Must have used your
Actually,
squatty
I
potty this
did.
morning.
I did take a good shit this morning.
I lost 3 pounds over the weekend, and Johnny told me to eat whatever I wanted last night.
No fucking way. Really? What were you doing? What do you want? Fucking DNP, dude? I sent this kid fucking 2 cheesesteaks and 4 giant cookies for his birthday, which was what? When was your birthday? Thursday? Friday?
I ate them.
On Friday.
I ate them all.
Was it Friday?
Yeah, Friday, I ate one cheesesteak as soon as I got there.
So
You
how
love
the
a
fuck
shit
did you
that
lose
is-
3 pounds all over the weekend?
I went from 45.4 to 241.8. So Johnny put a little more food in. He put some juice pre-workout. He put juice before bed now. And
Apple juice.
carbs now before bed.
How was the cookies that I sent?
Oh, they were good. I reheated the
Were
other
they?
two Saturday. Fuck, dude.
Yeah, they looked really good.
Cheesesteak was good. Where were they from?
I'd have to look. I think Rocco's. I picked like the most Italian place I could think
It
of.
was good though.
Like I picked a place that sounded like, dude, they got good cheesesteaks.
So
You know what I mean?
on Friday, as I just got done training when the lady came to the door, and I was like,
Yeah.
fuck it. So I pinned the 4 units at Humalog and then ate the cheesesteak.
Yeah. Yeah. And somehow you still lose 3 pounds. That's fucked
Well, I
up.
was like, fuck this goddamn chicken and rice. I'm making this shit now.
Yeah.
So the lady was like trying to seduce me at the door. I told you, Tim, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Weird, man.
That was part of the birthday present.
It was an older black lady, and I was about to shower, and I put my shorts back on, and I opened the door, and I didn't know what it was, and I was like, "Can I help you?" And she was like, "Yeah, there's food here for you." I was like, "Fuck, sent this to me," and then she was like, "These cookies smell good," but like something about like her desserts looking right back at her. I was like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna take this food."
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I was like, "I'm gonna take this food and go inside." No one's gonna.
Oh my
No one's
god.
gonna believe me if I scream rape, so I'm out. I'm going back.
What was better though, the cheesesteak or the buffalo chicken cheesesteak?
The cheesesteak.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were both
But the
good. I
bu-
ate the one on Saturday.
Yeah, the buffalo one sounded good.
They were both good. I ate one Friday and one Saturday.
Nice.
Damn.
Did you get it? Did you guys do anything good for your birthday otherwise?
My Nina's parents and my parents came over, and I ate half a chocolate cake
Nice.
Yummy.
with green icing writing that Nina did.
Oh, but that's cool though. They got the M on there.
No, she just wrote like "Happy Birthday."
What? But what's the significance of green though?
I don't know. It's just my favorite color.
Oh, okay. I was just curious.
Yeah.
Everything's green.
But that was it really. Nothing. Oh, and I also ate, I think, 18 rolls of sushi on Friday.
God, and then how do you lose 3 pounds? What did you do Saturday and Sunday that you lost 3 pounds?
I ate all my normal meals. Actually, Saturday too, I ate a whole pizza at the concert I went to with my dad. I had 6 slices.
Oh Jesus Christ, dude! You're not even like you're honestly on the same page as Josh Halliday. You're literally the
That's
same.
it. Yeah, because they wouldn't let my food in, so we
Oh
left.
yeah, so good job. So all of Steve's clients, just I want this to be like this is the backup plan. So whenever you can't get your food in somewhere, pizza it is. Just go pizza.
So we were in
Steve said it was okay.
we were in Sayreville because my dad got me the tickets for the concert for my birthday. And so they have
Starland.
yeah, Starland. So they don't have any food there. It's just all alcohol, and I don't drink. So I was so hungry, dude, and they wouldn't let food. They don't let food in. So I eat before we left, and I was like, by the time we get, it's only an hour away. I'm not gonna shove down another 200 grams of chicken and 250 grams of rice because I just wouldn't be hungry for that. So that was at like 6:30. I ate the 6. By 9 o'clock, I was fucking starving. So I went and I like asked the girl, I'm like, "Do you have any other food besides pizza?" She's like, "No, I got 6 slices." I was like, "I'll take them all."
Yeah, I'm only like 25 minutes away from there.
Yeah, we should go to a death metal concert.
Yeah, I'm down. Just enjoy the fucking urine smell everywhere, and
No,
Yeah.
don't. It's not bad, man.
I haven't been there in literally over 10 years.
No, I've been there.
It was something else besides Starland Ballroom when I went last.
No, it's nice in there, man. They like redid it because I've been going there for a long time. I've been there at least 30 times for concerts,
Yeah.
and they redid it like 10 years ago, maybe. It's
Yeah.
nice inside. It's very clean.
So maybe it was Starland Ballroom, but they just redid it, like you said, because it was something. I thought it was called something else back when I was younger,
I'm not.
but it's
I
been a
can't
long
remember.
time since I've been there.
The first time I was there, I was like 8.
Paulina said it's different. Yeah.
Yeah, it is nice there. It's very nice. I think I'm going there again like 3 or 4 more times this year.
For what?
Just concerts.
No, but who are you seeing though?
I don't even know, dude. They kind of just mix in. And me and my dad are like, oh, where do we have to go today? Camden, Philly, or Starland Ballroom.
Yeah.
I got I think we have like 8 more concerts so far this year.
Jesus.
Yeah, we got Godsmack, Five Finger Death Punch, Slaughter to Prevail. Lorna Shore just announced their tour today. I'm going in October. Who else we're going to see? I'm going to see Amity Affliction on the 26th this month. That's in Philly. I've been to 109 concerts.
That's crazy.
I don't know how you do it.
All of them.
It's been a long time since I've been to a concert of any sort whatsoever.
So my dad will bring his handicap card in because of the rods in his back. He has like 2 8-inch rods in his lower back and he can't stand for too long, or like, his legs and sciatica start to hurt from the rods. So this is the most empty that place has ever been for a concert. I was surprised because the band's pretty well known. It's Thy Art Is Murder for death metal. And there was all these seats open in the handicap spot. There was only like an older couple sitting there. So there was like 20 seats empty and the guy wouldn't like let me in the seat, the security guy there. And I was like, that's my dad. Like, if he was like, no, he was like, you look like you're perfectly fine. I was like, what the fuck, dude?
So you guys couldn't sit together?
My dad sat down and I had to stand in front of the rail.
Oh shit! What a dick.
He was a complete dick.
That sucks.
Yeah, but then he let like a 5-year-old girl sit there with her mom.
Well, it's a little different. She's 5.
Yeah, I know, but I was pissed, dude.
He's like, did you let a 5-year-old in?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I can see that working.
I hope that's Vienna in 4 years.
Yeah. All right. Well, if we don't have anything else, I guess we'll cut out early this week, and we'll be back next week regularly
Yeah, we
scheduled
gotta
time, right?
post the show.
We got what?
We gotta post it on Monday.
Yeah. Well, not just on Monday the questions. We also got to do what Matt was talking about. But yeah, everybody can look out for that next time.
All right, I'm gonna sign us off. Thanks everyone for listening. We'll catch you guys next week. Ooh.